Hello everyone! Today I am going to be doing just a more chilled, kind of laid back, almost story time-esque type video, and I'm going to be talking about my first trimester experience, because everyone's is different. So yeah, what my experience was, maybe you guys, if you have been pregnant, are pregnant, went through some of the same things, but as you guys should know, I'm pregnant. I just fairly recently, within the last couple of weeks, left my first trimester and I'm now in my second trimester, and here is how my first trimester went. So, I had it fairly easy in terms of morning sickness and stuff. I rarely felt nauseous. I never threw up at all, which was really, really nice. So don't worry, I count my blessings there. At first, however, I kind of craved some things, and that didn't last long. After a while, I kind of went into a phase of where absolutely nothing sounded good to eat at all. Like, at all. Nothing sounded good. Everything that I normally would love and eat didn't sound good. It was really hard. And as you guys know, I tend to try and eat vegan. Well, it has not gone that way because of how my pregnancy has gone so far. I got to a point where so little sounded good to me that when something did sound good, I just had to get it and eat it, like, in the moment. And it didn't matter if it was vegan or not, or else I wouldn't eat anything, because nothing sounded good at all. So it was, like, impossible to go grocery shopping, because you just, one day I might want something, the next day I probably didn't. And then, even when I did want something in the grocery store, you couldn't stock up on it because, just for an example, because this happened, like, one day I wanted SpaghettiOs. I don't know why SpaghettiOs, but SpaghettiOs sounded really good to me. So, Kyle, being the absolute wonderful husband that he is, was like, oh my gosh, something she'll eat, and tried to get me a few cans, and it was a really nice thought and gesture. However, the next day I felt really bad because I couldn't eat any of it. I didn't want it anymore, and it no longer sounded good to me. And then there are also things that the reverse will happen, where it won't sound good, and then randomly the next day I'll want it, and it sounds like something that I can eat. And it's not really like a craving. I never got cravings. I would just look up food, and like literally every day for nearly all meals, this was my life. I would get on my phone and I would scroll through the internet and just look for food that I could either just eat out or make that sounded like something that I could eat, like, that didn't sound absolutely vile to me. So that was my life every day. I would just sit and I would scroll through, and Kyle would be like, okay, well, let's figure out what you want to eat. And he's like, does anything sound good? And I would be like, no. Every day, no, nothing sounds good. Because I don't know. I really don't know. But one of my mom's friends is pregnant at the same time I am. And apparently she was going through the same type of thing that I was going through, where just absolutely nothing sounded good to eat. So at least I knew I wasn't completely crazy. But yeah, nothing was sounding good at all, and I just had to kind of eat in the moment. Like, if something sounded good, I had to eat it then, because who knew when I was gonna want it. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still sort of coming out of that now, but I can eat a lot more, and a lot more sounds good to me. I'm still not having many cravings per se, but I'm definitely able to eat a lot more than I was in my first trimester. Going along with food was water. during the first few weeks of pregnancy, especially right before I found out and right around the time that I found out, I was so incredibly thirsty all of the time. Like, I was drinking so much water. I've been able to tone down now, and I drink my regular amount of just intake of water. I drink a fair amount of water every day. If you know me well enough, you know that I definitely value drinking a lot of water. So when I say that I was drinking a lot of water, I mean I was drinking a lot of water. I was so thirsty all of the time. And especially before we found out I was pregnant, I would always be like, gosh, I am dying of thirst. And Kyle would be like, what is wrong with you? Basically, like, he would get me a glass of water and I would just down it all in one go. And then like 5 minutes later, I'd be like, I am so thirsty. That did nothing for me. Like, I was so thirsty constantly. After a while though, that kind of did fizzle out, and I drink my regular amount of water now, which is a good thing. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys went through that, but I wanted a lot of water all of the time. So another thing is just an overall sort of comfort level. And this is where I can get into telling you guys sort of what I did for that. I don't have any real like tips or tricks of how to survive your first trimester, because I mainly just suffered from like food aversions, not necessarily like morning sickness. So I don't have any advice on how to treat morning sickness, and I am so sorry if you are like vomiting constantly, because I know that can't be fun. However, mine wasn't very fun either, because I was always hungry. Like, I was so hungry. It wasn't that I wasn't hungry. I was always like starving, but just I didn't want any food. So that was a struggle in and of its own way. And if you're struggling with that, the best that I can say is just look up ideas online for whatever may sound good. And if something pops into your head or pops up and you look at something and you're like, I actually think that I could eat that and be okay, just do it while you can. That's the best I got. However, moving on, I am just kind of overall a little less comfortable in my own body than normal. I have a little more aches and pains, especially in my tailbone, which is all normal and stuff, and in my lower back, and my own clothes, because again, I tend to wear more tight-fitting things. However, that has not been the case at all during this pregnancy at all. I only dress up now for like special occasions. Some dates, not even all dates, I'll dress up for. It depends on the date Kyle and I are doing. And like last video, I dressed up, like some videos and stuff, but I don't know, most of the time, here is what I lounge around in. Most of the time, let's start up top, we'll work our way down. Most of the time I actually go braless, because bras are extremely uncomfortable. My old bras don't even fit me anymore, and they're incredibly restrictive now, so it's just not fun. So we actually went out and got me a couple of sports bras that I can wear when I need to or want to wear a bra. So sports bras have been the best because they don't have any underwire or anything, and these are just very stretchy, very not tight elastic, which I like in this. This one is a large and almost is too tight. The one I am wearing right now is an extra large, and it has been the most comfortable. But it also has this like stretchy, I don't know if you can see, like middle bit. So I don't know, it's all stretchy, it's all nice, it's, yeah. So sports bras, get yourself a comfortable sports bra if you're pregnant. your boobs will thank you and you'll thank me. Next is t-shirts. I've been, like I said, wearing a lot of looser fitting clothes, and I love my t-shirts anyway, but I have been thoroughly relying on t-shirts because I am just uncomfortable in my own clothing lately. So I wear a lot of like loose fitting t-shirts, or a lot of Kyle's t-shirts even. And then on bottom, high-waisted leggings have been my best friend, and sweatpants and pajama pants. These are my Harry Potter ones. Yeah, I love my pajama pants because I wear my sweatpants and pajama pants several sizes too big for me anyway, because I just like them really baggy and looser fitting even on a day I'm not pregnant, which has been for weeks now, obviously, months. But even before I was pregnant, I liked my pajama pants and my sweatpants. My pajama pants especially, I just like them really big and baggy, and it's just my favorite way to wear pajama pants and sweatpants. I don't know. So that has come in wonderful for me being pregnant, because I'll either wear Kyle's like sweatpants because they're made to fit him, so they're huge on me, and my pajama pants, which I generally buy several sizes too large anyway. So this is a small, but they're men's, so they're pretty big on me. Like they drag on the ground. I can't wear them outside without rolling up the waistband literally like 3 or 4 times. So if that gives you any perspective, they say they're small, but they're small in men's and they're huge on me because I am a tiny woman. So another, as I mentioned briefly, are high-waisted leggings. I love my leggings and soft pants. I wear a lot of leggings and soft pants anyway because that's just how I live my life. However, these have been my absolute favorite. They're high-waisted, and they also don't have a tight elastic band that like I feel like is gonna cut me in half when it cuts into my stomach. And they don't always feel like that to me. They just have since I've been pregnant. Like I said, I'm really picky now ever since I got pregnant. But these have been my absolute favorite because they've got this really thick waistband and no super tight elastic. So they stay up. Don't worry, they stay up. But they also don't cut into me. And they are the most comfortable leggings that I own because they're also really soft and breathable. So these have been wonderful. Another couple that are fine, but I'll only wear them again like when I get dressed up sort of thing, because they're a bit tighter leggings, and I'll just show you. So these are the same material, so they're soft and light, but they've got this really tight waistband. So these are also high-waisted, but they tend to feel like they cut into me after a while, and I'm just like, I'm done. So I can only wear these for short periods of time, but they are still nice to have. However, I'm just not the most comfortable in them anymore, but I do have them, and I do wear them like, I don't know, on special days or something where I feel like I need a change. And then there are these, which are probably my second most comfortable. They're kind of like a stretchy fabric, but then they've got these side panels, I guess you could call them, that are just elastic. Just big chunks of elastic on the side. And I like that they're not in the front and back because that just would look weird and it wouldn't feel comfortable cutting into your stomach. So these are actually really comfortable. The only thing that is not comfortable about these is actually the leg part of the pants. So they're made out of like 4 different strips of fabric, well, 3, I guess, but they have a seam that runs straight down the front. I don't know if you can see it, but they have a seam that runs straight down the front of the legging. Well, I guess it's on this side, so you can't see it. There, a seam that runs straight down the front of the legging, all the way down the leg. And after a whole entire day of wearing them, it just starts, again, to irritate me, get really uncomfortable. Another thing that I like about my clothes are they're all light and breathable, because I get really hot really easy nowadays. So I like especially like these and my t-shirts and stuff. They're light and they let me breathe, and I don't get too hot too quickly. So, well, that's all that I have for you guys for today. I know that that may have seemed a little brief, but those are all the main points on what has been happening through my first trimester. I guess what has happened to me through my first trimester of pregnancy. So give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and comment down below if you or anyone you know is pregnant or has been pregnant and gone through the same or similar type of situation, because I'd be very curious to hear about it. I just am curious. Yeah. So subscribe down below if you are not, and hit that little bell notification to notify you every time I upload, and I will see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, thank goodness my mic was on that whole time.